talking to Robert again about day trading. About trading it. And I hate to make this seem like this is all about trading and stuff, but I'm telling you, I'm documenting my life here in Mexico and the transformation that we're going through. And I started trading with Robert in January, and this thing is changing my life for the first time in forever and ever. I got stocks that I own. I got money that I'm saving. I got money in a brokerage account in Charles Schwab just sitting there, and it's like, dang, and just other people that I'm meeting in the group, I'm seeing what they're doing. I'm learning some of the strategies from some of the other members in the group, and learning how to be more disciplined. So my life, man, the trajectory is changing, it's improving, and I'm learning and I'm growing, and it's amazing. So I'm talking more about this stuff because I'm doing more of it now than I have ever done before. And so This is what's going on with me here in Mexico, and I just want to share, because this is, if I stay the course, this is going to be a big change for me. My kids, even my kids, Haley, were already talking about you when I learned how to trade, because they see me at the computer every morning. And how much did you make? Or, if I had a loss, I tell them I lost because I didn't stick to the damn plan. I didn't stick to the routine. I went off the reservation. So I want, I'm talking to Robert. He's going to kind of break this down some more. Because some of y'all, this may not be for many of you, but this is for the some who's interested, and it's life changing, man. So, the thing that it took me a while, and I'm still trying to grasp around my head, but yet it's getting better and better every day, how one can make money with 0.5%, earning 0.5%, 1% or 2% a day. And the other day I was in a trade and my numbers was moving up and going down. And then I looked at the little ticker on the side and it said 0.5%. I went ahead and sold it. I was like, I'd rather get this 0.5% than nothing. And be done for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
So I took my little, it was like 0.475%. I took it and got the hell on.
Yeah.
Explain this ideology between this 0.5% thing and you don't want to, I can't ever get you to get this thing away. And I'm like, Robert, just share this stuff, man. People still ain't gonna know how to do it. Just help them understand how they work.
Okay. Wow. I'm gonna do something different today, guys. Because of my friend here. He said, Robert, just tell the people.
Yeah, just tell them.
Just tell them what you're doing.
So you about to tell them?
I'm gonna tell them. I'm gonna tell y'all what I'm doing. Okay. You heard it here first on Cortez channel. I'm gonna tell the people what I'm doing. Okay. You might not like it.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have to get used to it, because, to be honest with you, making 0.5% to 2%, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, usually it's about 1%. Okay. So we're gonna deal with the 1%.
All right.
Because that's the number where I'm kind of happy at.
Okay.
Every now and then I make more. Every now and then I make less. Mm-hmm. But if I can make 1%, that's my happy number.
That's a happy place.
So that's what we're gonna focus on.
Okay. All right. Good. Hey, I'm glad we get this out of you today.
Getting deep. Okay. I'm finna throw you into the deep end. But I'm gonna try to simplify it a little bit. As you guys know, I trade the S&P 500. Okay. And the ticker symbol on that, the initials for the S&P 500 is SPY. And on some platforms, like Charles Schwab, is $SPY. I'm sorry, SPX. So this is what we do. We go out there and we figure up what is the expected move of the day.
Okay.
There are different websites that show it, but I have figured out how to calculate it. Okay. Once you figure out what the expected move is for the day.
Well, hold on. And when you say expected move, what is the expected move? What do you mean by that?
Okay.
And the S&P, what is that? Is that a stock or?
Oh, you really want me to break it
You
down?
need to break it down because a lot of folks here don't know. Because I ain't know nothing about this stuff. I want to make it.
Really want me to break it down?
As plain as possible.
Okay.
For the average layman or laywoman
guys.
to understand.
Get your drinks ready. Put it on pause. Go get your drinks and your chip and your popcorn or whatever it is, because he want me to break it all the way down.
All the way down.
So we gonna be here a while.
All right.
And that's okay?
I think I got enough battery.
Okay. So he said it's okay. So here it is. We trade the S&P 500. What is the S&P 500? The S&P 500 is 500 of the largest 500 companies in the United States.
Okay.
And technically, it's about 503 or something like that.
Okay.
But because they count Google 3 times or something like that. Because you got Google, then you got Google A shares and Google B shares, which is still the same company, really. But anyway, the largest 500 companies in the United States. Just about any company you can name of that's really big is in the S&P 500.
So Home Depot,
Walmart, Lowe's,
Facebook. Okay.
Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia. Some of y'all might not even know Nvidia. But Broadcom, ExxonMobil, Chevron, you name it, all over the book.
Energy,
all of them.
tech.
Energy, tech, consumers.
Okay.
You name it.
All right.
It's in there. The largest ones.
And they're
They all put in one bucket. And it's called the S&P 500.
So it's traded as a stock.
And they traded as a stock as one.
All right.
Okay, you trade them all as one, not individually, grouped like a team.
Okay.
Okay? These companies are, most of them are all over the world. You know, they have Home Depots here.
Yeah.
You know, and McDonald's and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's all here. They all over the world. Everywhere I've been,
Yeah,
they there. Okay? So what we do is, instead of trying to, you know, the market can move 3 ways. It can go up, it can go down, and it can go sideways. Let me take that back. The market can move 5 ways. It can go way up, it can go way down, and it can just go up, and it can just go down, and then it can go sideways. Okay. Now, what we try to do is, what we do is, instead of trying to pick a direction that the market is gonna go in, what we do is pick a range that it's gonna stay in.
Okay.
And what the range is the expected move.
Okay.
Every day, the market will give you what the expected move is.
Okay.
Okay?
And when you say range, you talking about how far up
or down.
How far down?
Yeah, the market's gonna
It's
move,
gonna move
in that particular day.
in that day. All right.
Yeah.
Expected move.
Expected move.
Okay.
It ain't always correct. Okay? But a lot of times, as you have seen,
Yeah.
it stays pretty
It
close
stays
to that
pretty-
range.
yeah, very close.
Very close to that range. So if the expected movement range or the expected move, let's say it's 30 points. They mean 30 points from where it closed at the day before.
Okay.
So it can move 30 points up or 30 points down. They don't count moving it up and then coming back to the same point. They include 30 points from 0 either way.
Either way. Okay.
Okay? That could be a 60-point move. If it moved down 30 points, then move up 30 points, that's 60 points.
Okay.
But it's still a 30-point range
From where? Okay.
from 0.
From 0. All
Okay?
right.
So what we do is we want to see what that expected move is, and then we want to triple it. Okay? And once we triple it, you can't always get the numbers. Say, for instance, the move is 30 points. So what we're trying to do, the expected move is 30 points. So what we're trying to do is get 90 points away from it.
Okay.
And sometimes more.
Okay.
Okay? But sometimes we can't get 90 points. Well, we want to go as far away as we can on that side.
Okay.
Okay? And then here recently, let me start out slow. We do that on both sides. So we want to get 90 points on the top and 90 points on the bottom.
Gotcha.
Sometimes we can't do it.
Okay.
Sometimes we can only get 70 points on the top. And 70, and maybe you may get 120 points on the bottom.
I've seen,
You've seen that.
Yeah,
okay?
I've seen that.
Usually they give you more room on the bottom because the market has a tendency to move. When it's going down, it moves down faster
I've seen that.
than it goes up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it moves down more when it does go down than it would if it went up, right? Like you see the market now, it go up 70 points.
Yeah.
But when the market go down, it must go down 100 points. You know, and it'll get there quick.
Very fast.
So they give you more room on the downside than they do on the upside. Well, what we want to do when we get to those points, they have something that they call options. You can't actually buy the SPX. Okay. It's just a indicator. It's just a tracker. It just shows you what the market is doing. Okay. Options are kind of like a bet. Okay. You have two types of options. You got a call option and you got a put option. A call option, if you buy it, you're betting that you think the stock is going to go up. Okay. A put option, if you buy it, you're betting that you think the market is going to go down. Now, that's if you buy it. When you buy something, that means somebody on the other side is selling it. Well, what we want to do now is be on the other side.
Okay.
We want to sell them to somebody want to buy them. Okay? So we want to sell 90 points above it if we can, and 90 points below it if we can. And what we want to happen then is the price to stay within that 30-point expected move.
Okay.
If it does that for the day, and for doing these things, we're collecting that, 1%, let's just say.
Okay.
And if it stay in between that range, we win 1%.
You win the 1%.
Okay?
And even if it go outside of the 30 to say 60, you're still within the 90.
You at 90. So if it goes up 60,
You're still safe.
you're still safe. Okay? And heck, we've seen some days that get to the end, it's $5 away.
Yeah.
And you still win.
And you still
okay?
win.
Long as it stay inside that range.
Okay.
Okay? Now, that's what we was doing. But, the change, it has been some changes because we have a guy that's in charge of the United States right now. He has a tendency to want to come out in the middle of the day when the market is open.
Yeah.
Before this guy, most people, most presidents didn't do that.
They waited till the market
They waited till the market closed, or they do it before the market opens.
Okay.
Okay, now, is that wrong? Some people would say it is. Is it right? Some people don't care. Okay? But here's what I say. It don't matter who's in office.
Yeah.
You got to adjust to what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay? And you love him or hate him, you better learn how to adjust. Otherwise, you're going to be broke.
Yeah.
So what we have learned is that we believe that when he comes out and talk, most of the time, he wants the market to go up. So he's going to try to, not all the time, but he's going to try to say things that will make the market go up. True or false?
Yeah.
He's trying to say stuff to make the market go up. So what we have done is this right here. When we see that the market is heading in an up direction, and we see these things by the news, like if oil prices are down, or if he came out for some reason the day before and said positive things about let's see what they call that, the straits of Human Straits are open and clear and ships are going through. Well, that's stuff that's going to make the market go up.
Yeah.
Well, so what we have done is we don't play the top side. We move up the bottom side and collect a little bit more so that we don't have to go throughout the whole day. We'll play a little bit more and then we try to get out early. And what we're doing by doing that is we're still making the same 1%, but we took off the top side and we moved it up a little bit and we get out early. We collect a little bit more and give them some of it back by getting out early.
So can you explain why you don't play the top side anymore, or kind of give a reason why?
Okay.
So it make it super simple.
Okay. Here's why we don't play the top side anymore at this particular time. Okay, I call this the golden goose, the golden goose 2.0. Okay, the reason why we're not playing the top side is because if for some reason the news is super positive and they think the market's gonna shoot up, we don't want to be on the top side.
Because it go past that 90.
Because it can go past that 90 sometime.
Correct.
Okay? It may move higher than what the expected move, way higher than what the expected move is. Okay? So if you don't have the top side, you don't care how much it goes up. It can move up to 120 points. We don't care because we don't have it.
We don't have it.
We don't have a top side. We don't have a cap on it. Exactly. We only have a floor on it. Okay?
And I've seen when the president go on that TV.
Yeah.
Them numbers just out of nowhere just shoot up.
Yeah.
And just go through the roof.
Yes.
And
even if it come back a little bit, it go through the roof first.
Exactly.
Which would have made us have a loss because our stops are gonna get us out of there.
And it would have been it'd be perfectly good days.
Except for that.
Randomly come on, whoom. It's all like you were saying, you're having to adjust.
You have to adjust to what the market is doing.
Yeah.
Okay. And if we had somebody else in there who didn't care about the market, and then, okay, you got to understand, from what I see, this guy uses the market to judge how his presidency is going. So if the market is good in his eyes, that means he's having a good presidency. Yeah. That's his report card.
Yeah.
Okay. So since that's his report card and we know it, take the lid off of it.
I like that.
And let it go as high as it want to. Just raise up the floor so we can still keep making our 1%. Okay? And then here the other thing is I used to ride it out throughout the whole day. Now I say, okay, I'm willing to give back some of my profits to get out of this trade early.
Because it's so
Because sometimes he can come out and say something, he may be intending to say something good, but he'll say something bad and then he'll make the market spike down. So if we get out of it early, we don't care what he does.
Don't care what happens.
We out of it.
You done for the day. You done.
We're done for the day. Okay? So that's how we still continue. And okay, here the thing is, when you sign up with Slow Life Trading, we don't just let this be the course for 1 year.
Yeah.
This is a lifetime. As long as I'm doing it, you're a member.
Yeah.
And the reason why we do that is because you have to make adjustments.
Yeah.
To this market. This market, I call it a living, breathing, real, live thing.
Yeah.
So you have to adjust your strategy, and it's just slight adjustments, okay, sometimes. But you have to adjust your strategy to the way the market is moving. And right now, the way that the market is moving, it seems to be going head over heels up.
Yeah,
And you don't know when that day is gonna be where it's really gonna go up. Okay? And it's gonna be a day where it come down.
Yeah.
Okay? But here the thing is, with the way that our strategy works, if it comes down early or comes down to open, we still get underneath it. Because what we have seen is it'll come down so far, but they get, a lot of times in the market, it over exaggerates it.
Yeah.
Okay? So when the market is going up, people think it's going to the moon, and it's not. When the market is going down, they think it's going to hell. And it ain't. Okay? It's gonna find a floor and stop before it get all the way to the bottom. Okay? So once it finds a floor, we get in then and we go underneath the floor. Try to go as far underneath the floor as we can. Okay? And what you'll notice that happens is it may gradually still go down a little bit, but for the most part, it'll go sideways.
Wow.
And so we still get to make our money and get out early. And that's right there is in a nutshell of how we make our 1%. And we don't have to pick the direction that we think it's going.
So long as they within range on the top or on the bottom.
Yes.
Within that 90,
we not worried about the
You're not
bottom.
even
We worry about the top no
for
more.
now.
Yeah, it's just the bottom.
You're playing the bottom.
Yeah. So if it goes to the top, oh, we really love it.
Yeah.
If it goes sideways, we love that too.
That.
But it can even go down, just long as it go down gradually. And don't get all the way to our numbers. Remember, we're 3 times the expected move, and sometimes more.
And that's safe, yeah. So that
That
creates a
gives you a
really
safe
nice safety
range.
zone buffer.
Yeah. Sometimes when it's going down, we're not able to get out as early as we want. But that's okay, as long as we win.
Yeah, long as you win.
Yeah. And in a nutshell, that's how we win, guys. We don't have to be a genius and try to pick, oh, see here, the candles and the moon and the stars and everything say the market's going up today. So let's bet on it going up. Okay, if the market is going up today, yeah, we can get underneath it and it'll go up and we love it. But if it go, you notice how when you get in something, it want to stop?
Man, it seemed like that. Yesterday, yeah. As soon as I got in, waiting for... The moment I get in, I almost think that thing is watching me, man.
It does seem like it's watching you. Only you, and you only playing with what, $1,000?
Yeah.
$2,000 or something like that. Which you know the market ain't watching no $1,000 and $2,000, but it feels like it is.
Yeah.
Soon as you get in it, it want to come down.
Yeah.
Well, with the strategy that we're playing, we don't care.
Don't care if it come down.
We don't care if it come down some, you know. And then turn around later, then it want to go sideways. You're like, won't you just go up? And it just keeps staying sideways. Or go up $3 or $4, then come back $2, then $4. Then all of a sudden it's lunchtime, then it really start coming down. And it seems like it's gonna go through the floor. And then lunch is over, it turn around and go back up again. Okay, so we don't worry about all that because all we needed to do is stay within our range.
Wow.
Okay.
So when the market closes and it's within that range, or you get out early, you still make your money.
You still make your money. Yeah. And here's the sweet part. If you learn how to do this trading with $1,000, or you can't do it with $1,000. Let's just say $2,000. You learn how to do this trading with $2,000. You can, and you get good at doing it with $2,000. You can do it with $200,000. Okay. Once you learn how it works, and once you learn to trust it, and don't be so easily panicked.
Yeah.
Okay. The amount of money that you trading with is the same. You know, all you doing, if you trading 1 or 100, or 2 or 200, the strategy is the same.
Stayed the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
You trade it the exact same way. You get consistent trading 1 or 2, you can be consistent at trading 1 or 200. I don't mean $1 or $200. I mean 1 or 200 contracts.
Okay. Each contract is
Each contract is about $2,000.
$2,000. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and you just let it do what it do.
Yeah. And I'm glad, you know, when I started, I only had 5,000. And that got me 3 contracts. And
Which was about how much?
4,500.
$45.
45. Oh, I meant, $45.
Yeah.
And
Profit. Which on $4,500 don't seem like nothing.
Yeah.
You know.
But like you said, learning how to play the system consistently.
Yeah. And it comes with learning to trust the system.
Trust the system.
Trust the strategy.
Yeah.
Okay. And every now and then okay. Let's break this down.
Just to clarify, the $45 is 1%.
$45 would be about 1% on your $4,500.
Okay.
Okay. That's if you trade with $4,500.
Yeah.
1% is about $45.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So you probably gonna be making somewhere between about 0.5% of that. 22.50 to about, let's just say $60 or something. Okay, $65. That's about 1.5.
1.5. Correct.
Okay. Now,
let me throw this in there. And so, $45, and let's say I traded 10 days that month. That's 1% a day for 10 days. That's $450. that I would make on that 4,500, which
Yes.
is 10%
Which
for
is
that
10%
month,
for that month.
which most people or investments tend to only make 8 to 10%
A year.
per year.
Yes.
So now we're getting that 10% a month.
Month, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
I want to clarify.
Okay.
They're trying to make that 1% make sense because a lot of people just ain't
You
impressed
got to
with
be
1%.
crazy making $45 with $4,500.
Yeah, that's the thing coming.
In the movie, we get to talk about this, okay?
Yeah.
Because what we're trying to do is show you why it makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. In the movie Ray Charles, I like to use that example because that really stood out to me. Ray Charles was switching over to a different record label.
Yeah.
Okay. And the guy told him, he said, I can't give you much, Ray. I can give you 5 cents per record. And Ray Charles was saying, yeah, but the record company I'm with is giving me, I can't remember what the number, I'm just going to paraphrase. They were giving me 20 cents a record. No, he said they were promising me 20 cents a record. Well, this new record company said, well, Ray, I'm not going to promise you 20 cents a record, but I can give you for sure 5 cents a record. This other company is promising you 20 cents, but they're not giving it to you.
Wow.
He said, I'm telling you, I can promise you 5 cents a record and give it to you.
Give it to you.
Well, that's the exact same thing I'm saying with this 1%. I ain't gonna promise you because you can't promise in the market, okay? But I'm telling you that you'll see a whole lot of people out there telling you, I made 100%, or I made 30%, or I made whatever they make, okay? Because, we've seen trades where you can make, well, you did a trade where you make 100% in like, what, 5 minutes one time?
Yeah.
Okay. On an accident.
Yeah, on accident. Yeah.
But to be consistent doing that,
That wasn't gonna be consistent.
it wasn't going to be consistent. Just like that guy wasn't consistently giving him his 20 cents per record. But what I'm telling you is, when you learn how to make this 1%, you're not only going to wish you could make the money.
Yeah.
A lot of times you're going to get the money.
You gonna
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you can do it with however much money you have to do it with. Okay, and you're gonna get it.
You're gonna get it.
Yeah. More than 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
And when you do have a loss, and this is why we say 10%, okay? When you do have a loss, unlike the industry tells you, where they say that you want to make at least, you want to be able to make your money up in 1 or 2 trades, okay? With this, you're not going to make your money up in 1 or 2 trades. It's going to take you about 7 or 8 trades to make it back up, okay? And that's why we say 10% a month, because it's about 19 trading days in a month. Okay? If you lose one of them, it's going to take you about, let's just say 8 days to make it up.
Make it back up.
Okay? So you had 1 day you lost, plus 8 days to make it up. That's 9 days.
Okay.
And now you're back even again. But you still got 10 days left in the market.
Okay.
With those 10 days left, making 1% a day, you still can make
That
10% a month. Okay? And the reason why I say that is because losing for us, we're trading with like a 98% probability chance of winning.
Especially since you cut off the top side.
Especially since you cut off the top
Yeah.
side. It improves it even more.
Even more, yeah.
Okay? So we got about a 98% chance of winning. Okay? So, and when you lose, because we're using stops, we're not gonna blow up our account.
Yeah.
You're gonna get to a certain point. If you're trading with $4,500, you're not, let's use one. If you're trading with $2,000, you're not risking $2,000.
Yeah.
That's just the amount that it takes to put the trade on.
Okay.
Okay? You're only risking about 100 and, after commissions and everything, you're probably risking about $170.
Correct.
Okay?
Correct.
And when you take out the amount that you were gonna make on that trade from that $170, you was only risking less than $150 per trade.
Per trade.
Okay?
Explain what a stop is, because you said you only risking the 175. Because Yeah, just for clarification,
Okay.
clarity, you know.
Where
there
does it
was-
stop?
There was a trade that I got in on. I turned it off. So,
Yes,
so my
which is why
loss
you lost more.
was greater.
Yes.
Because again, not sticking to the plan, not sticking to the routine, thinking I'm clever, smarter than the market, but these stops protect. Explain
Okay.
what that is. So they
Okay. First of all, you got to understand the market is always right,
yeah,
even when it's wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, it's always right, even when it don't make sense.
Yeah.
And all of that. Okay, like we talked about this.
Yeah.
How in the world is this market going up with a war going on?
war going on.
It didn't make sense, but guess what? The market is right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, in order to protect you from yourself, thinking that you're smarter than the market, we use these things that we call stops. What is a stop? A stop is something that you put in place designed for when the market don't go the way that you want it to go and it goes the opposite way, it will automatic. Say for instance, if you got from here to here that you're risking, the amount of money, that's your $2,000.
Okay.
Well, you put in a stop to say, if I lose 150, get me out of this trade.
Yeah. Okay.
So even though you got from here to here, you're saying, I got to put all this in here from here to here where my hand is on top to put this trade on. But I'm not willing to risk all of that to make that 1%.
Correct.
So you say, I'm only willing to risk down to where this
Right
hand
here.
is.
Okay.
Yeah. And so if it gets to this point, you're automatically going to
Take
get out
me
of that
out.
trade. Take me out of that trade. That's what a stop is.
And so in my case, I turned that feet.
In
when
his case,
it started moving down. I turned it off.
You took that out of it, and so
I think
the
the
way
league's
he
gonna
lost
go-
way more, and the reason why he took it off, it's very logical reasons why
Yeah,
we
yeah.
don't do it because we're idiots
Yeah.
and because we want to have pain. Okay, we do it because we have seen many times where the market go down and then come back up, and then you would have been a winner at the end of the day.
Exactly.
So he said, "I don't need that stop," and it went down. And then it go down so far until you get scared because you don't want to lose all your money. So
Yeah.
you get out with it way
Put it
down
way
here.
down there.
And you save a little bit of your money. And then the market
it
still
can't-
turns around, right? And
Yeah.
it still turned around and he would have won.
Exactly.
So you better off just keeping a stop on
Yeah.
and keeping a stop on and getting
yeah.
stopped out. They call it a stop out. And yeah, you lost and you would have won, but you avoided the pain of it going way down here.
Correct.
Okay.
Exactly.
And then when it comes back and you win, yeah, you lost, but you lost a whole lot less than what you would have lost because if you trading with $4,500, guys, and this joke could go down where you only got $2,000 left,
Yeah.
you saying I ain't losing all my money.
Yeah.
So you get out,
You get out.
okay? Where you would have been better off here where you trade with $45 and you only lost $300 and something dollars.
Correct.
That's a whole lot better.
And a whole lot.
That
better.
300 hurt, but it don't hurt.
More than that.
It don't hurt like losing 2,000.
Whoa.
Okay, so the reason why he lost more than two reasons why you
Yeah.
lost. Number one, he took it off and he got out. And then number two, when he got out, he didn't go way down here. He went one little notch lower
Got back in.
and
there,
got
man.
right back in before it was done falling. And then it fell more. And then he lost again with no stop again. So it wasn't my system
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
caused him to lose. It was him
Yeah.
getting off the rails.
And that's the thing, you know, and I'm glad we're talking about this because a lot of people that'll watch, they'll say, all you got to do is follow the rules. But when your money's on the line, and
Rules is the hardest thing to do.
and you're in it, and you haven't developed the discipline, and I don't know if you ever get to a point where you have it all.
You never follow the rules 100 because you
yeah.
didn't see me break the
Yeah,
rules.
yeah, you know.
never follow the rules 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, you just can't.
Yeah,
it's hard.
It's difficult.
It's difficult. And sometimes it can work in your favor.
Sometimes.
You know, and you done seen it work in my favor.
But
That's why you done it.
And, yeah, I see, and the danger of sometimes when it works in your favor that time, then you do it next time, and it really take you all the way out.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It may not work in your favor.
It may not work in your favor the next time. So the rules are
put
there
there
to protect
you from yourself.
And the beauty about the system that he has, the rules are laid out. You just have to have the discipline to follow them. And if you follow them and trust them and you follow the plan,
it works.
It's going to work out for you the majority of the time. You're lost. It's risk management. Really.
It's risk management.
It's really what the business is.
And you know what the scary part is? Is that nobody wants to lose.
Yeah, that's the part.
That's the part right
there.
there.
Yeah.
And it's hard for people to accept the fact that sometime you're gonna have losses. And it sucks because I don't have the type of system where you make it up in a day or two.
Yeah.
It takes you a long period of time to make it up.
Back up.
But the thing is, this thing wins so much until you will make it back up. Okay? I mean, it really does work.
It does.
I mean, it really works. So, and then sometime, now that we have taken the top off, we went through the whole month of April and didn't even have a loss. And it started back in March.
Wow.
But then March was a horrible month. The first 3 weeks of March, because this guy was talking so much, we lost 3 weeks, a loss for each one of the weeks.
Wow.
And when you do that, it makes you gun shy.
Yeah.
And it feel like the system ain't working.
Yeah.
But you gotta trust it.
Yeah.
And it's hard to trust it when you can lose that much.
Correct.
Okay? But I'm telling you, it works. And if you stick with it, it'll pull you out of that hole. It ain't gonna pull you out tomorrow.
Yeah.
But it will gradually, slowly, you'll dig your way out of that hole.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay? And all I can tell you is the system works.
It works 1,000%.
It works.
It definitely works. You know, like I say, I still have my initial investment, and you know, like I said, I'm excited to see where it will be in December, because each month that I go by and each time I break these rules and don't stick to the plan, it reinforces the importance of sticking to the plan, being consistent, and realizing it's a psychological. I mean, it's really a mental game. Like you said, that greed demon and that
it's
and
real.
That fear demon it's real, man.
It's so real. It's not even funny. Here's what people do that keeps them from recovering. They have. Let's say they was trading with 6 contracts. They have a loss, and the way I have it designed is you never trade with all of your money. You only trade with 80% of it.
Correct.
Okay, so you leave 20% aside in case you do have a loss. You can still come back and still trade with the same amount of money. Okay, so by doing that, if you lost 10% and you gained 10%, you'll be back.
You'll be back. Yeah.
Where if you don't do that and you go down and start trading with less, you'll lose 5 or 6%. And then if you gain 5 or 6%, you may only be back halfway. Because you're trading with half the money because you got scared.
Yeah.
You know, now you're scared to trade.
And it's easy
to get scared. You get 6 that you was trading with, and when you was winning, you loving it.
Yeah.
But then when you lose, and now you can only trade with 4, and you don't want to go back and put the 6 in, you won't even trade with the 4. You'll go down and start trading with 2. And now it's going to take you longer to make it back up. But you can't help it because you scared to trade with the 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Until you learn to trust the system.
Yes.
And it takes a while to do that.
Yes, it does.
Because sometimes you can lose so much, you may not make it back up that month. In the month of March, I lost 4.5%. That's how bad March was.
March was bad.
I didn't make it back up that month. But April came. And April came, brother. I think I made 20-something%.
God.
So not only did I make up all that loss of the 4%, we killing it.
Killing it.
Okay? And because we made that little adjustment and took the top off. So you just gotta trust it, bro.
You gotta trust it. Wow.
You gotta trust it.
So how much does a person wanting to get involved into how much do they need to start trading?
You need First of all, you got to open up a trading account. You got to open up a margin account. To open up a margin account, which is a level 2, you need at least $2,000.
Okay.
I say you need more than $2,000 because you need to have some cushion money.
Okay.
So you at least need about, excuse me, I'm going to say $2,500, $2,200, over $2,000.
Over 2,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you have that, then you can work with it.
And what's a place they can open up a brokerage account? Any particular one?
Yes. I recommend Charles Schwab.
Okay.
And I don't recommend Charles Schwab because I'm getting a kickback. I recommend Charles Schwab because that's the brokerage account and the platform that I know.
Okay.
And if you have any questions, I can answer them.
Okay.
As you guys may or may not know, most of you know, I am not, tell them Cortez, I am not a technical person.
Computer literate
Computer
guy. Nah.
literate, okay? 100, okay, if it's not 100%, it's at least 97.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that is not my strong deal. Trading is my strong deal. And I'm the type of guy that's routine.
Okay.
If I learn how to operate that platform in this routine, please don't ask me no question about another brokerage account because I will not be able to answer your question. Okay? So that's why I recommend Charles Schwab.
Charles Schwab. Okay. Okay. And I know there's a rule called the PDT rule that only allows you to trade up to 3 times within a 5-day rolling cycle if your account has less than $25,000. But coming up in June, they're eliminating that rule, so a person that just have the $2,200 or $2,500 to get in, they can start trading and investing right away without any limitations.
First of all, the rule has already been set.
Okay.
Okay, it has already changed. It's just that we're waiting on our brokerage account.
Okay.
To put it in place on their platform.
On their platform. Gotcha.
And they're saying on their platform, somewhere between like June 4th to June 10th or something like that they should have it implemented.
Okay.
And in place. And the reason why it has to be in place, because they can't stop you from trading even now. But their system will stop you from trading.
System will. Okay.
So they got to update their system to keep you from being,
thrown out.
Thrown out of a deal. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's gonna be nice for people with a small account to be able to keep trading. Cause why, guys? It's your money.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be nice to see that taken off, that deal taken off. I got a question to ask you.
Yeah.
We said that we were gonna give them the secret sauce. Did I give them the secret sauce?
I think you delivered, brother.
Okay.
I think you delivered.
Okay. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, and so the beauty with the strategy is it's one strategy.
That's it.
And it's one stock. You're learning the personality of that stock. You're learning how it moves. You're learning its personality. You're not looking at 30 different stocks trying to figure each one of them out. You're learning one stock, one method of getting in and getting out, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what makes this so much better. I've been trying and looking at a whole bunch of different things since I've gotten started.
There are some other things that we teach, but this is my bread and butter.
This is bread and butter.
Yeah, bell cow or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, so it works. Each of these stocks, they have their own personalities, man. Trying to learn 5 or 7 or 10 of them, or waking up in the morning trying to learn the characteristics of a new stock. I mean, it's enough to stress you out.
It is. And we're not trying to replace our job with another job.
Yeah. Exactly.
We want to have some freedom.
You want some freedom.
Yeah. Now, day trading, you may not get, if you want to trade like me, your freedom is going to be limited.
Yeah.
Okay. But you can get in these trades, and most time we're out of them around by noontime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And your day is done. So that ain't too bad.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Especially for the amount of money you can make. Let me just address the amount of money you can make. 1%. Okay. It don't sound like a lot.
Don't sound like a lot.
But let's take it to 10% a month.
Okay.
Okay. If you make 10% a month for a year, first of all, you got to realize they only project that you will make an average between 8 and 12% on average in the S&P 500 per year.
Per year.
So we're taking 1 month and giving it the kind of return that you would get normally in a year.
Wow.
Okay. So that's working to 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And if you start with, this is the sweet part. Let's just use $5,000 because that's a number I like to use.
Yeah.
If you make 120%, which means you're spending the profit every month, or you taking it out, and you're only trading with the it ain't really 5,000. It's going to be something like $4,500 or something. So let's just say 6,000, which means you'll be making about $600 a month.
Correct.
Right? In a year, you made over, that right? 120%?
So,
6 times 12 is 48?
6 times 12 is 72.
I'm sorry.
7,200.
72. So you made over 100%
So
of your
that's
money.
5,000 plus the 7,200.
Plus the 7,200.
Wow.
So it don't seem like much, but that's not including compounding.
Correct.
Okay.
That's true.
And some of you guys may not know what compounding is. So let's talk about what compounding is. What compounding is, let's say to do this trade, it takes $2,000 to do another contract, okay? So if you got $6,000, it's gonna take you 600. It's gonna take you about 4 months.
Correct.
To have enough to do another one. Well, now the money that you made is starting to make money. That's compounding. Okay. When I was a kid, we used to raise hogs. A lot of y'all know them as pigs. Okay. Well, we would breed them, and the pigs would be born about it's 3 months and some weeks. Let's just call it 4 months.
Okay.
Well, in about 6 to 8 months, they ready to breed again. So at that point, what's happening is the pigs are having pigs.
Wow.
Well, with your money, the money is having money. Okay. And then, so if it took you 4 months to do 7, now you're making $700 a month. So now it's going to take you 3 months.
Wow.
To do 8.
To do 8.
Okay. So what is that? 4 months and 3 months is 7 months, right? So now you're making $800 a month. You got a little bit left over from the 6 and a little bit left over from the 7. So now it's gonna take you 8, 16, 2 months to do another one. Okay, so that's 7, 8, 9 months. And now you're making $900 a month, and it's probably gonna take you about 2 months and a week or something to do another one.
To do it.
And that's compounding.
Okay.
So pretty soon, by the end of the year, you're doing 10 or 11 contracts instead of 6. And by doing that, your money won't just make 120%. You may be making like 170%.
God.
But that's if you leave the money in there.
If you leave the money in there. And that was making me excited.
That's with a loss every month. You're not going to lose every month. So if you have months like I had in April and make 26%.
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys, it can get.
You get excited about it.
You start doing this right here like I do. Pinching yourself because it's hard to believe that you actually, it almost feel like free money.
Yeah.
Wow. So it ain't free though. You got to put in the work.
You definitely got to put in the work.
Yeah.
And like I said, we talked about this earlier in another conversation. You're going to work. You're going to put in the work at some point. You can put it in at the front end.
Or the back end.
Or you're going to catch it at the back end where you have no choice.
Yeah. When you're 74 years old and you're still working.
Exactly.
70. Heck, 65.
65. Get in front of this thing if you can, you know what I mean, sooner than later.
But it starts with saving. Because you got to get the money up.
Correct.
You don't want to go into the wrong way and go borrow the money.
Yeah.
Because that's worse than that's losing twice.
Man. My.
So, anyway.
So, all right. Yeah, I mean, you gave away the crown jewel today on that.
Okay. And that's why I call it the golden goose, because as it gets so big, it lays these 1% eggs. You know, they keep producing.
That keep on producing. I love it. All right, so if y'all want to learn more about his system, check him out. Website slowlifetrading.com. I got the link in the description and in the comments below. Any final words or anything?
One last thing. If you join this system and talk to me, I'll show you how you can pay for it. If you join my class, I'll show you how you can pay for it in about a year.
There you go. So, hey, learn about this program, man. Like I said, it's life changing. You know, like anything, you have to put in the work. You gotta, put up the money and put in the work and study and do all of that. And like I said, I'm excited to see where I am at the end of this year. And but so far so good. I'm still motivated and excited. I'll be making an update video pretty soon and sharing that with you all. And so yeah, man. Thank y'all for watching.
Thank you for watching. Holler at you later.